And as many of you know, Will Smith has a new film coming out called Concussion, and we got the first poster and the first trailer for the Concussion dropped today. Mark, you had a chance to see the poster, the trailer, your thoughts on what we're seeing from Concussion.
Yeah, so I woke up this morning and I played the trailer, and my nonfiction girlfriend was in the room at the time, and I played it for her, and I was like, babe, who do you think is talking right now? Like, what actor do you think this is? And she did not guess Will Smith, because I had no idea he was able to pull off an accent this convincing. And again, this is only 2 minutes of footage we've seen, but this movie looks phenomenal. When we got the release date for Concussion, I started thinking, wow, they are really playing ball with this movie. They want this movie to be a statement film because it's coming out right on the eve of the NFL playoffs when everybody is going to be buzzing about this movie. And then this trailer drops a week before the season starts. They mean business with this movie, much like the doctor who Will Smith is playing, who was studying CTE and had all these revolutionary ideas that turned out to be true that the NFL maybe wanted to hide. My concern with this movie from watching the trailer is I hope they don't feel the need to over-sensationalize the actual events, because the actual events on their own...
Hollywood over-sensationalize something?
I don't want to see that because
crazy talk.
Because then we'd be getting into it where it's like, oh, well, that movie kind of sold what actually happened. You don't need to do that. You just need to tell the story. I hope the movie stays true to it.
No, I got to tell you, I'm so glad to hear you say what you said about the accent, because I watched that, and I'll be honest, look, I have said for a long time, don't short sell Will Smith on his talent and how good of an actor he is. Once I saw Ali, I was all in on Will Smith as a straight up actor. The dude had grown so much. He's so uber talented. But I was a little afraid that not Will Smith, but the producers of Concussion might want to make him Will Smith in the movie. You know, might make him go, they say there are no concussions, and do his Will Smith thing, right? I was so glad to see, no, he's going straight thespian. When you get a guy like Will Smith, you run the danger of when he comes on screen of just seeing Will Smith. That's what you see. I'm telling you, 3 seconds in the trailer, all I saw was that doctor. Mm-hmm. And I've had some people tweeting me today about, did you hear Will Smith's horrible accent in the thing? And I'm sorry, guys, all due respect to the way you heard it, I completely disagree. He sold me on it. Like, absolutely sold me on it. Alec Baldwin looks great. It's got a nice little 70s kind of feel to it. You don't know how bad this is going to get. Right. Like, it had all those different types of elements on a real life issue that is going on today. I was thrilled with the trailer. So yeah, mark me as being really super excited.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the thriller aspect. It reminded me a little bit of the China syndrome.
Yes,
it's like very different, but also that kind of like, you don't want to mess with these guys. You don't know how far they're going to go. And you're talking about, it's the NFL, but then like weird dudes are following you in the car and stuff. Yeah, I agree. Will Smith really buried himself in this character. He's a great actor. It's easy to forget that because he's like a big personality. This was originally going to be directed by Ridley Scott. It's still produced by Scott Free, his company. Right. So that also bears that like a little bit more like we're going to take this really seriously. I think it's something that's really something that should be seen and noted. It's easy to forget about. I don't know if they ever fixed those helmets or not. Do you know?
I mean, look, they always try to up the safety precautions, but there's always debate going on whether the NFL actually cares about player safety, because how can you say you care about player safety and you also are having Thursday night games when your body barely has time to recover after a Sunday game? So there's a lot of debate that we can get into, but just this trailer, for me, it showed everything that you thought it might as a huge NFL fan, where you love watching football, but you also have conflicted feelings because you know what these guys might be going through later in life.
One of the great things that's going on right now is look, I've always said one of the things in entertainment, whether that's sports or movies or whatever, is greed can actually be a good thing. And it's right now, it is in the NFL's best interest, best financial interest, to care about the safety of the players. Mm-hmm. Because when in an era when they did not, they're getting the pantsuit off of them, left, right, and center. So now greed is motivating them to look, let's do everything we can. Let's invest in the science of these helmets. Let's look at different rules. They've tried changing some rules and things like that and all that kind of stuff. They're taking it more seriously. Are they taking it seriously enough? I don't know. I simply don't know. I'm not a doctor. But I think once we see this movie, we're going to understand they've come a long way. They probably still have a long way to go. But I know so little about that era when it was first coming to light, and what lengths did certain members in the NFL go to try to hide it. And you're right. Then there's going to be the danger of, did they over sensationalize it? was that guy, that one NFL owner, not smoking a cigar and going, screw them, let them die?
Right.
Yeah, was Paul Tagliabue running after somebody with a knife? Like, just don't oversell it. Just make it true to the events because that's a good enough story.